they have been here. Most of them, as old as you can see them, were born here, and they claim they have not seen any compensation being taken or being offered by anybody so far as the project is concerned. So they will not be able to tell you that, but that is the situation now. But they know themselves that a time is coming that this place will be taken over by government for the project, but just that they doubted when it is supposed to take place.
All right, okay. I guess we may have to leave it there then. They were aware of it, they doubted it, and it's here now. The least they can do is find a suitable environment and relocate. Hopefully, government will look kindly on them and award some compensation of a kind. Thank you very much. That just gone is our correspondent from the Central Region, Kingsley Nana Bwedu, bringing us some update on the highway authorities' demolition between Cape Coast and Takoradi highways. Thank you very much. You're watching Real Time on GBC News. We take a break here. When we come back, your region follows. All right, thank you very much. We're trying ever so hard to reach out to our correspondent in Tamale, who was earlier telling us about a certain action by the Narcotics Control Commission, who arrested or intercepted some drugs or illicit drugs within the region, which has been destroyed as such. And our correspondent was telling us that NACOC has done that busting of the drugs, and we're hoping he could join us. Over 2.5 million Ghana cedis worth of illicit drugs have been destroyed in Tamale by the Narcotics Controls Commission following a sustained crackdown on drug trafficking in the northern region. The drug seizure over a period from distributors operating within the metropolis were destroyed after the courts convicted the suspects to various jail terms. This was what we're trying to follow up with Murtala Issa to tell us more on. We promise to bring you more on that in our subsequent bulletins. On that note, maybe we'll end it here while we try. Oh, no. Okay, so what you have currently on your shot or in your shot is the various drug busts by the Narcotics Controls Commission, which occurred in Tamale and within the Tamale metropolis, where these were seized. Over 2.5 million Ghana cedi worth of illicit drugs busted by the Narcotics Control Commission. And after a court's pronouncement on the suspect or the offenders, these has been directed to be destroyed. And so, as you can see, they're being destroyed. They are being taken care of through the appropriate means. And these range from many different kinds of narcotics. I see what looks on screen, not confirmed by any official, what looks to me like Indian hemp. Northern Regional Correspondent Murtala Issa, who is joining us via telephone to tell us more about this drug bust and how long it's been since the interception and the court's directive. Good afternoon, Murtala. Thank you very much for joining us on Real Time. Hi, Murtala, if you can hear me, thank you very much for joining us. Good afternoon. Right. We're trying to find out, Mutala, if you can tell us when these arrests were made or seizures were made and what the sentences were that were handed over or handed down to the suspects who were arrested in connection with this drug bust. Telephones are not helping us either. Good morning, good afternoon, Mutala. Thank you very much for joining us on Real Time.
Alan, can you hear me?
All right, technology has its own memory. It works only when it wants to, not when you want to. And so one of the setbacks with technology is what we've just encountered. We apologize for that. Hopefully we should be able to bring you some more on this particular story. As I mentioned earlier, we will do our best to give you some updates on that in our subsequent bulletins during the day. I guess we'll end it here. Real Time has been your eyes and ears throughout the 16 regions of Ghana. Till we come your way tomorrow, my name is Darrell Alan Tego. Keep watching GBC News.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born, our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
Meet Kwame. He's not just any Kwame. He's Kwame the TV license legend. Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's 3 CDs per month or 36 CDs per year. If you have multiple sets, meaning 2 or more in your household, it's 60 CDs per year. For commercial institutions, it's your number of TV sets by 36 CDs per year, and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, just dial *447 *333# and follow the prompt. It's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
Gunmen have kidnapped 25 people.
Are our relationships all about money? Well, for Gen Z, it's a wild mix. We're plugged into global ideas of romance, equality, and modern love. Yet we live in a space where family, tradition, and society still cast big shadows. Trust me, even I have been there. And when you throw in the money, it gets even more complex. I'm Rachel Ndwati. Welcome to the show. Coming up on the show, our street debate in Kenya asks what money has to do with love. South African women tell us the dangers of becoming a sugar baby. And we meet a Maasai tour guide who escaped a child marriage. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about how we've all spent hours online, doom scrolling, swiping at how people portray their relationships on social media. And yo, the pressure is on. And for Gen Zs on the continent, we all know it's even more complicated. Like seriously, we're tearing up the rulebook over what's expected from a relationship, who should pay for the first date, or even who should plan for it. Joining me now to weigh in is SK, who's in Nigeria. I have a question for you. Do you think about money when going on a date with someone?
Well, Rachel, what can I say? That's a very big conversation in Nigeria. And honestly, with the rising cost of living, many see spending as a reflection of effort and respect. But don't just take that from me. Let's get to hear what young Nigerians are saying on the streets. Do you think of money when going on a date with someone? Do you think, ooh, good evening. Do you think about money when going on a date with someone? Ooh. Date with someone. Now, wow. Right. Oh, hold on. Let's talk for a minute. I got her to talk to me. So, do you think about money
when
going on a date with someone?
Probably I'll have to have my vex money. Yes, definitely vex money is a thing. So I'll have my vex money before I don't go cast.
Me as a lady, I have to have my own money. The man too should have his own money. So that in case misunderstanding can come, ask vex money. So at least have money in case of incasity. Vex money.
Okay. Explain vex money for us.
You can't put the men of nowadays past anything. So like, just in case.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, why?
If you're going on a date with someone and you're the one who initiated it, of course you'd want to. You don't want to be the one to foot the bills, right? Yeah, so of course.
Over to you, Rachel.
Vex money is something I'm definitely adding to my vocabulary. Those guys are not shy about sharing their opinions. But there is one city that I know that even has more to say, and that's my hometown, Nairobi. In our street debate, Edith Kimani asked whether sex and money always go hand in hand.
In her 1986 single, Gwen Guthrie popularized the expression no romance with no finance. But in 2025, we're asking a rather similar question. What about sex? Can that exist without money? And if not, who pays the pleasure bill? Who better to answer this question for me than some lovely Kenyans here in the capital? How many of you believe that sex and money can exist separately? Do you believe that they can exist separately? Let me see. Oh, so you do think that? All right. So Achibe, you don't think that?
I'm a sex worker. I've been in sex work for the last 16 years. As a sex worker, I earn through sex, and I've been earning through sex. I pay all my bills with sex, but it's not that I don't enjoy sex. Sometimes I can go with a client and I feel that she's doing better, so he can just be like a friend and like a boyfriend.
So Achibela here making it a very clear thing, but you raised your hand saying that you think there's a separation between sex and money.
I feel like sex is so special, it's intimate, it's actually spiritual. And I think that when you start connecting sex and money and they have to coexist, I think it reduces people to commodities. And I feel like that demeans the whole purpose of it, because I believe that sex was introduced by God for a reason.
Mukabana, you already want to speak to me?
Because I'm already annoyed.
Okay.
So I feel like, yes, sex is special and intimate, but if we are to even still look at it from the biblical point of view, provision is important in order to create that intimate bond that creates family, that eventually creates community. So without including resources in order to build that community, how do we begin? And it starts with a nice bed to sleep on. Okay. Yeah, and a nice bed to sleep on is expensive.
All right, hold on. Achibela already wants to, I haven't even asked a question. Okay.
About sex being special, yes, it is special. Even as we know, in our houses, in our homes, if our father don't have money, you know the kind of home it will be. You see, even our mother depends on our fathers. So it's all about sex. You can't have sex with someone when you're hungry. You see, you can't have, and you have to get money to buy food.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it realistic, Kenywa, to assume that you can actually have intimate relations without resources, as Mukabana said?
Every single aspect of life revolves around money. Because even if I want to show that gesture, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to take babe out. I'll buy some eggs, maybe, put them in a heart shape. I'll need to buy maybe, some sugar, maybe a packet of tea, and then we go out, have a nice picnic. I've shown my gesture with 100 bob. Regardless whether I wanted the sex or not, which I did, I'll still have to remove money from my pocket to show that gesture, to start that process.
Okay.
Even as a lady, I cannot date without money. I need to get my hair right. I need to do my lashes. And this is the first date before I can be like, babe, where's the M-Pesa? If I am a respectable young woman, I have to present myself that I am capable to be amongst somebody, be with somebody who is capable of handling that kind of financial power.
Let me introduce Brian here. So the dynamics of somebody who's differently abled are very different.
To, like you said, take my lady to a nice place.
How does that then play into your ideas of manhood and masculinity? Ben here spoke about provision being a thing that drives him as a man.
I'm very much like Ben. I want to provide, and I want to provide in all ways. I want to provide in the bedroom, and I want to provide outside.
Yeah. Speaking of provision, I find it interesting that you teach women how to empower themselves financially, and yet you said to me that you would never date a man who earns less than you.
Honestly, I've already done that relationship. However, I realized that, especially because right now a lot of women, despite there being more opportunity for women, women are still more disadvantaged when it comes to financial power. We carry a lot of the burden of bearing life, of emotional labor.
I think as a man, you should be cognizant of that fact. You should be cognizant of the fact that maybe when she gets pregnant, she's going to get the most heat, career-wise, health-wise, body-wise. There's definitely that. And maybe as a man, you need to consider maybe just to see how you can make her life a bit better, just by the way you're trying.
Shanta.
I think the problem comes in when, especially for men, when they look at somebody and they want them, but they can't afford them.
Okay, so there are a few things that were said here, but I just want to pick up on the first one that you mentioned, that the reason why men are constantly complaining that women want money is because the men always want to date beyond their means.
Checky. Very simple. Everyone should afford themselves. Because sometimes you put very high standards that even your own father can't afford. And then you are expecting another man to do that for you instead of you working and do for yourself.
I know that there are itchy fingers here, but let me come to Winnie here for a second.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Cheki said, because she started she started by saying that I need money to make my hair get a complete makeover so that I attract someone. But why are you giving this other person pressure to afford you when these are things that you're supposed to be doing for yourself to make yourself feel good? And you, what happened to invite me out on a date? Let's go to Uhuru Park. Groundnuts are like 5 bob or 10 bob. Let's chill, let's connect. If the sex comes after, well and good.
Let's start with the first you. So why not just come up with the money for your own hair, your lashes? You look very beautiful today.
I did not say that the person that I'm going to date is the one who needs to provide that. I said that even I, as a girl in Nairobi, I can't date without having some kind of resource to put myself together. And I'm not pressuring anyone to afford me. I'm saying that I want to present myself to the standard and caliber of the kind of person I want to attract.
But let me get a comment from Brian here, because we've heard about financial incompatibilities when it comes to relationships, right? But some